The units between the two choppers, please work with the parade commander. You are not working with the parade commander. Colonel Kumalo? Can communications please get all the role players to be seated under this, under the tent? All role players, all guests by the tent, can you please take your seats? People, can I ask everybody standing around the tents to please go and take their seats? Can the guests at the tents please take their seats? Working with you. I've announced. Can all the guests at the tent please take your seats? Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. There's brigadiers that are not listening. Please, Colonel Hutton, Kweza in front of the stage. Can I ask all these people, Colonel Kweza, can I have all these people around here to please take their seats? There. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Give me the pen, Colonel, give me this. How am I going to know? Or you're going to sit with me in the back? Right. Alright, write it on something so that you point to me, then I'll be able to, because the mic will pick up. Thank you. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the chief functionary for the event has arrived, the Honorable Acting Minister of Police, Mr. F. Cachalia, and his delegation. Welcome to the State of Readiness Parade for the G20 Summit in South Africa, under the themes of solidarity, equality, and sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Colonel Abdul, and I'm your Program Director for the event. We would like to welcome you to the State of Readiness. So, ladies and gentlemen, please sit back. Parade Commander. Ladies and gentlemen, the General Salute will now be played by the Law Enforcement Integrated Band. The salute will only be acknowledged by the Acting Minister of Police, Mr. F. Cachalia. The officers in attendance will stand on attention but do not salute. Parade Commander. General Salute. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. I would now like to call upon Captain Reverend N.S. Modau to open the proceedings with a scripture reading and prayer.
Sorry, members, but we are
It is my honor now to call upon the National Commissioner of the South African Police Service, General S.F. Masemola, the Premier, and also outline the purpose of the State of Readiness.
I can be General Masemola if you want. Minister of Police, Professor Firoz Cachalia, the Deputy Ministers, as well as the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development, the Executive Mayor, and the entire leadership of the police represented here by General Masemola, as well as our Provincial Commissioner. Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here. Days of planning, we are now migrating to the days of implementation. From the days that we spent in the boardroom, we are now migrating to the ground. From the days of possible scenarios, we now have one scenario: to protect all those that are about to arrive in our country. I can confirm from the plannings, from the budgeting, from the sessions that we have held, there's only one objective: to ensure that all South Africans are not only protected, but those that are arriving in our country can feel our comfort and hospitality. From local government, provincial government, and national government, we have been meeting for the last 5 months every Tuesday to prepare for this day. And today, we are not only demonstrating our capabilities and abilities, we are sending a very strong message that when South Africans are called to action, they rise to the occasion. But unfortunately, there are those that don't want South Africans to be happy. Unfortunately, there are those dark forces that try extremely hard that when the country is assigned a task, they want to pull the country backwards. We have seen certain incidents that can't be explained, power outages at strategic moments and strategic institutions. As we have indicated at the beginning, that we are ready for every eventuality. Every time they strike, we repair. Every time they think they can disrupt, we restore. This is the capability and the resources and the skills that we have amassed to ensure that the event goes ahead. Welcome those that will be spending their moment and their time here. Let's ensure that our country and our continent is proud to welcome everyone and is proud to execute its mission to ensure that we are all safe. Thank you so much for this opportunity. You are duly welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, and that was our Premier of Gauteng. And ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to welcome General SF Masemola, who is a co-chair of the JCPS of Director General's cluster, and he will do the purpose.
Thanks. Thank you very much, Program Director, Minister of Police and Chairperson of the JCPS Ministers Committee, Minister F. Cachalia, Co-Chairperson of the JCPS Ministers Committee, Minister Kubai, the Premier of the Province of Gauteng, the Banyazal Sufi, all deputy ministers that are present, co-chairpersons of the national joints that are here today, and of course you members on parade. It is quite a privilege to be here today. It is a culmination of the hard work that have gone into the planning. Now it is time for delivery. It is on that score that we are gathered here today. You are on parade, and the purpose is one and not too many, to go and make sure that the meeting of the heads of state and government that will be meeting here and their delegations are at all times free to go on with their business. And it is you members standing on parade here, and those that are already at work as we speak now, that you must ensure that safety prevails. You make sure that there is safety for everyone, and you make sure that there is no unnecessary interference. In other words, you keep safe everyone that will be here, and even those that will be coming to attend. You make sure that everyone feels safe at all times. That is basically why we are here. We want you to do the work in terms of the Constitution, in terms of all various laws that we have in the country, and make sure that you do it with all your zest and dedication. There is no any other one behind you that will have hope on. The hope is on you. So as such, make sure that when you deal with the society and the delegations, you can give that smile. And when you deal with criminals, handle them the way you're supposed to deal with a criminal. So you must be decisive. There is no if or but. There is only one way. Everybody will comply with what you are saying. If somebody is not supposed to enter a specific place, there is no if or but, or you know who I am. No. You know who you are. You don't have to know the other one, who he or she is. There is proper security in terms of access control. There is facial recognition. If the facial recognition says you can't enter, your job is to make sure that that person do not enter, with regardless of who he or she is. In terms of where we will be controlling traffic, again, make sure that we do our job with zest and dedication. So we are quite proud of you. Go and make sure that you serve South Africans, because all South Africans are looking at all various metros, provincial traffics, everyone is counted in. Nothing else. Thank you very much.
It is now my honor to call upon to deliver her remarks. Minister.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Acknowledging Minister Cachalia, Minister of Police. Acknowledging Premier Lesufi, DM Bushielo and DM Matale, who are DMs responsible for police. Mayor Morero, National Commissioner, co-chairpersons of NATJOINTS. Thank you, members and law enforcement agencies, for assisting us as a country to host more than 120 events, incident-free, as we have been the president of the G20 throughout the year. These events have been held across the country, and we did an analysis and a report we received that all these events, all the working groups and all the meetings happened incident-free, and it's because of your work and your dedication. And we say thank you for that, because we continue to be a place that our guests can trust. The heads of states are comfortable to come because their ministers and their delegates were here in the country and reported in the manner that we've been able to work. South Africa is hosting this major event this weekend, starting from today. I think this week a lot of people have been arriving, but more so it's one of those in the history that will be marked in South Africa as one of the most significant, and is going in the books of the history, the first G20 on the African continent. And the African continent depends on us as South Africa to be able to showcase of our capability and our efforts and what we can be able to do as Africans. And that now lies in your hands as law enforcement agencies as we go to this weekend, that we ensure that we have a successful event and an event, incident-free event over the coming few days as heads of states are coming. My message to South Africans, I call on them to be patriotic South Africans. Cooperate with law enforcement agencies. With the discomfort of 2 days, I think it's enough for us to be able to show that we stand together as South Africans and in the best interest of our country. We must be able to cooperate with law enforcement agencies. Where they say the road is closed, we must not force to go through, but cooperate and understand it is done in the interest of our country and our people, because the event is important. It contributes to our economy, but most importantly, into the stature of a country. So with that, I'd like to say all the best to all law enforcement agencies. We know you will do us proud, because you have shown throughout our meetings that you are capable of doing it. As Commissioner has said, we depend on you within the laws of our country, and it's going to be success, and we're depending on you.
Thank you, Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to have the privilege of the company of the Acting Minister of Police, Mr. Cachalia, and he will be doing the keynote address to us today. Please rise and remain standing until our address. Mr. Cachalia indicates, invite the acting Mr. Cachalia. Invite the acting Mr. Cachalia.
Co-chair of the JCPS cluster. Also G20 event is an event of global significance. It's important at this moment in the history of the world. This G20 is going to define the key issues around which the countries of the world need to focus and cooperate in the years ahead. It will produce a declaration which will shape the relationship among nations, the economies, the issues on which the leaders of the world need to cooperate. South Africa is indeed honored to have the opportunity. I'm told the mic is too far, so I'll bring it closer. To have the opportunity to host this event in our beloved country. Over the next 2 days, our country, our people, are going to be the hosts of presidents, prime ministers, foreign ministers, and leaders of stature of the nations of the world. Those who have decided to stay away, the small number, will do so at their cost. Because over the next 2 days, indeed, South Africa is the center of the world. The eyes of the world will be on us. They will be watching how we conduct ourselves, not only our law enforcement agencies, but our citizens. They will see a country that is united. They will see a country that is on the march. They will see a functioning democracy. They will see what we have achieved in the last 30 years. Indeed, like every other country in the world, we have our problems and we have our challenges. But we have many achievements that should make us proud in every walk of life. So, together with this leadership in our city, in our province, at national level, we are all so proud to be able to stand before you today and to say to all our people here in Johannesburg, here in Gauteng, across the 9 provinces, across all the cities and towns of our country, we are ready to host the G20. And we are ready because of you. We are ready because, as the Premier was pointing out, all the planning that we have done, all the work that we have done, all the G20 events that have been organized, the next 2 days is just a culmination of all the work we have done. All the law enforcement agencies have worked together. You have cooperated, you have worked together, South African Police Service, the SANDF, and all the support services that are here today. This kind of collaboration, this kind of dedication, this kind of focus, we have demonstrated in the past in all the events that we have had the privilege to host as a country, World Cups, other international events. They have all been organized in a superb way, in a way that demonstrates this country's capabilities, in a way that it makes us proud. I would hope that the work we have shown we can do when we host the world, when we invite the world into our homes, is the work that we can do every day to defend our people, to protect our people, to strengthen our democracy, so that we can fulfill the promise of South Africa. Let us not forget that it took a struggle for freedom, a struggle with great sacrifices. Many who sacrificed for this freedom are no more. But we honor what they dreamt. It is our responsibility to ensure that not only that we can host such events, but that we can continue to move forward as a country, to build a country that is fair, that is just, that is prosperous. And you, the men and women of our law enforcement agencies, and of all the support agencies that are represented here, you make that possible. You guarantee that that dream, that promise can be fulfilled in the fullest sense of what we have struggled to build in our society. So thank you very much. I am very confident that in the next 2 days we are going to demonstrate to the world who we are as South Africans, what we stand for, what we are capable of, and what we have achieved in this beloved land that belongs to all who live in it. I thank you very much. With great appreciation, I now will take my seat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Cachalia. You may be seated, everybody. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite the Executive Mayor of the City of Johannesburg, Mr. Dada Marero, to deliver the vote of thanks. Mr. Marero.
Thank you, Program Director. Let me acknowledge the Minister, the Acting Minister of Police, Minister Cachalia, Minister of Justice, Minister Kubai, Deputy Minister Bushelo, and Deputy Minister Charlie Matale. Charlie. And let me also acknowledge our Premier of Gauteng, Premier Panyaza Lisufi, known as Woiwoi. Ka dumedisa Premier, ke dumedise the General Tama Police, the Commissioner and the Deputy Commissioners, can acknowledge. Then can acknowledge the very most important people, our VVIPs, Baduti Mole. If no yakana nekara, I read in Shire one papa maramula waudumeli. But can acknowledge as the most important people who have a responsibility to look after our visitors. The G20 is an important event, first of its kind to be hosted in the African continent. And we want to thank the President of South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa, for having agreed with the world that we will host it. Not only Tash. Is it fine now? We want to thank Cyril Ramaphosa for bringing the event to South Africa and especially to the city of Johannesburg. So we are very excited that this city was given this opportunity. And we have now demonstrated even today, Lelona la iponela, khotletse JMPD fela mo. Ke di koloi tsa JMPD, ke di EMS tsa Johannesburg la iponela. Ke demonstration or we are ready as the city to host this event. My EMPD akoe koroleni lona teng ra le leboha bana beso. Tshwane le yona iteng. Ma JCPS ra le leboga kaofela ha lona mara la iponela gore ma EMPD kona tshwereng mo. Metro Police Department ba felletse ba tlo itshwara ntho e. Re tla etsa sure gore event e tsamaya hantle. So Minister, rest assured that the South African Police Service will ensure that we have a very peaceful event and will secure all our citizens and our participants in this event. With that being said, thank you very much.
Thank you, and that was the Executive Mayor of the City of Johannesburg, Mr. Dada Merero. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be now led into the playing of the national anthem. I would like to request from all people standing around the stage your absolute respect when the anthem is being played, and also your attention. The national anthem of the Republic of South Africa will be played by the Law Enforcement Integrated Band. All members in uniform must salute, and civilian members will stand on attention during the playing of the national anthem. Parade Commander. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the Republic of South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, the show now begins. as we ready ourselves for our first fly past. The aircraft approaching from my right is the PC-6. And this aircraft will now be followed by the PC-12. This is a South African police aircraft. It is called the PC-12. This is the South African Police Services Sovereign Jet. Ladies and gentlemen, the aircrafts that you saw before were all from the South African Police Services fleet of aircraft. Our next aircraft is going to be from the South African National Defence Force. It is the Hawks SANDF fighter plane. The planes that you see during the fly past will all be in a state of readiness for the G20 Summit. These planes are situated in and around the proximity of venues for the G20 and are at minutes readiness in the event of any need. On the parade field from the South African Police Services and also from Gauteng Traffic, we've got the helicopters which are known from the Squirrel. And these helicopters have also been used during operations and will also be fully operational during the G20 Summit, monitoring all highways, byways, venues, events and surroundings. We're just awaiting the arrival of the SANDF Hawks. The functionary of the Honorable Premier of Gauteng, Mr. Panyaza Lesofi, and will acknowledge the salute. During the march past, you're all expected to remain seated until the completion of the march past. I humbly request of the podium, of the media personnel in front of the podium to clear the path for the parade. I will now hand over to our parade commander, Colonel Mkhize, to prepare the parade and the guards of honor. Parade commander.
Testing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the National Commissioner of the South African Police Services, General Masemola, will acknowledge the parade in order for him to give the official command and release of the parade and personnel to go to their duties for the G20 Summit. Parade Commander.
We are waiting the parade commander for the final compliment in the form of a march pass. Parade commander, over to you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, give our law enforcement agencies a round of applause. As you can see that we haven't kept you for long on this parade, and that is how we're going to show this period of the G20 that we are ready, we are quick to move, and the boots on the ground, and this is what we have been coming to show you this morning. So we are just awaiting our law enforcement band to get themselves ready for us to move, as we are going to indicate to you who is our members on our platform and our parade. All the members that is also online, I hope that you have been watching our YouTube channels, our Twitter and all our social media platforms, so that you can understand what is going on here. Over to you, Parade Commander. So ready for this. That is the showcasing of how excited we are. This is our band. This is our band, and the band is an integrated law enforcement. That all other law enforcement agencies is having their own bands. If you are interested in joining, you can form part of our band. Ladies and gentlemen, in blue, all ready to serve our visible police platoon, visible police ladies and men and women in blue. They will be on our roads, patrolling the roads in different types of vehicles. Then, ladies and gentlemen, just after them, we've got our task force. You can see they are blending in with the grass. You see me now. You will see them when you're not expecting to see them. Yes, that are they, that's them. They come in high profile action. If you can see, wherever our president is, then and the excitement hits them. Next to them, Amabareta. Firearm ready, and that is how we will showcase this. Our men and women in blue. Our borders are being secured. Our borders are being secured. Our border management agency is here. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got immigration. Immigration is in the house, Home Affairs. They are with us to make sure that who's coming in, that they are screened and that they are ready. Officers with us, As you can see, no negligent driving is going to be tolerated. Important visitor that is coming past this Johannesburg is in the house. Be careful for them. EMPD, they are all places. We don't want. We need to be proud of what we have to serve. Swana is in the house. Please. I want them to go and pick you up. But you have even taken your diabetic tablet. We don't want to see accidents. That you are taken safely to dogs, our K9 unit, in our drugs, that you're going to bring in drugs. They are ready at the airports, they are ready at the borders, so those K9 unit members will be there to make sure that no unauthorized drugs are being taken into the country. And then we've got our mounted unit, you know, police and men and women, that is where we are serving from height. As you can see, they're sitting on the horses, so wherever we cannot go, if you can see that mountain that is there in front of them, don't make no mistake, you won't be able to hide behind those this afternoon, and definitely there is much more to come. We've got our boats also outside, and earlier you have seen our Air Force, our air support. This Johannesburg and Pretoria, we will make it small during this G20. So all our listeners online, I hope you got the message. I hope you got the message also from the ministers and the Premier and our national commissioners. So make sure that is what we have to portray as an organization. You can witness what is, but we have wheels on the of your speed. Visitors as they come by them also. Please be patient. If process is outing in our breath, may we not, let's make sure. So let to report coach airport, it's coach. During this that we don't we've got our so we are ready. Right place where you belong. It won't be nice, so let us rather prevent. They say prevention is better than cure. As you can see, that black vehicle that's coming there, it's a medical services vehicle that is also approaching us. So the indication is that they are here to serve. Brigadier Pupeli, I think maybe, yeah, let me give over to you.
Thank you very much, Brigadier. As you know, the G20 is not just about the G20 countries. It is also about a whole lot of other countries that are visiting. So a lot of visitors are coming, a lot of head of state. So we have put out all the stops to make sure that the country is secure and to make sure that no incident happens under our watch, so that the countries, when they arrive, starting from today all the way until they depart on Monday, they are safe under the guidance of the NATJOINTS with all the law enforcement agencies that we have put together. As you've already mentioned, the SAPS, we've got Home Affairs, we've got BMA, we've got SSA, we've got all the Metro Police, Tshwane, Joburg and Ekurhuleni, to make sure that all our roads are secured when the convoy moves through the roads from their hotels all the way to the NASREC where the summit is taking place. We have to make sure that we make way for all the G20 leaders and all the dignitaries and invited guests that have been invited to come and participate in this very auspicious occasion that we are hosting as South Africa, and of course with the SAPS and all other law enforcement agencies as integrated. JMPD, you've been part of this planning for the past week now. What have you got to say in terms of the security of our roads and the bylaws?
With the security of our roads, we know that we've got a close eye and we're keeping an ear out for any incidences that might happen in the city of Johannesburg. We've got a full complement of all law enforcement officials, whether it's traffic, whether it's police, and we've also got emergency management services as well to make sure that everyone is safe. And as we can see, we've got the air wings from the Gauteng Traffic Police and also from the South African Police Services, ensuring that we've got an eye on the sky and seeing everything that's happening on the ground. Not forgetting all our emergency services as well. We've got the City of Johannesburg's emergency management services. We've got the Gauteng emergency management services as well. But foreseeing any protests that might be happening in the city of Johannesburg, we've got public order policing units from the JMPD, from the South African Police Services, ensuring that our roads are clear and ensuring that we can move freely on all of the routes in the city of Johannesburg. But we're keeping a close eye all of the residents in the city of Johannesburg, in the province of Gauteng, and in South Africa as a whole, making sure that we do host a successful event.
Thank you very much. So that's where you saw collaboration, ladies and gentlemen. We also want to appreciate the South African National Defence Force, and also that they are behind the scenes making sure that our country will also remain to be safe, and also our SSA counterparts that is also with us, Advocate Bam. We want to say thank you very much for making sure that...
Ladies and gentlemen, South Africa is ready to host the G20 Summit. It is now concluded. A designated area. Minister Cachalia will then do a media doorstop at this designated area. Thank you, ladies.